name is Keely Gideon Taylor, and I bring you greetings from the Board of Directors of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. Welcome to our April Wednesday Wisdom Session, where we bring you information on trending topics and a bit of wisdom to assist you with your businesses. Today's Wednesday Wisdom is sponsored and hosted by Discover the Palm Beaches, a member who believes in our vision and has supported the Chamber for several years. Discover the Palm Beaches is the official destination marketing entity for Palm Beach County. Today's Wednesday Wisdom will include tourism, a look ahead. And I know that these ladies have been on tour. I've seen them at other events. So there's lots going on in the tourism business to help you. Today's presenters are Heather Andrews, Associate Vice President, and Mary Brown, Community Engagement Executive, Account Executive. So I'm going to ask the ladies to introduce themselves and bring sponsored greetings in just a minute. Do want to share a little housekeeping. We invite you to turn your cameras on. It's always nice to see our members and to see who's in the room. And also, if you do have questions throughout, you can put them in chat. Katrina Blackman will be monitoring the chat. Katrina, raise your hand. And then Tracy Thomas, another member of our team, is also hosting on the back end. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heather and Mary.
Thanks so much, Keely, and we're so excited to be here today to give you an update on tourism in the Palm Beaches, which is booming. So Mary and I are going to do an overview of the organization and all of the great things that are going on. And then Mary is also going to share some information on how different businesses can partner with us as well on this fantastic endeavor. So for those of you that don't know, Discover the Palm Beaches, we are the official tourism marketing corporation for Palm Beach County. We're what we like to consider quasi-government. So we are private, non-for-profit, but we do report into the County Department of the Tourist Development Council, which many of you may have heard before. We have a board of 24 members, 7 of which are appointed by each of the county commissions. And again, our funding is almost entirely through bed taxes. We do have some private generation of revenue that we'll talk about a little bit further. But at the end of the day, our vision for the Palm Beaches is to position us as Florida's premier tourism destination. Notice I didn't say the largest or the busiest, but I said premier. We really want to be on that bucket list of destinations when people are thinking about Florida and beach destinations. So really leaning into a lot of the luxury product that we have here, as well as the diversity of experiences that we have in the destination. But our mission at the end of the day for the Palm Beaches is to grow the tourism economy. And we know here in Palm Beach County, if the tourism economy is growing, all of our economy is growing. We'll talk about some numbers here in a minute, but being the number 2 driver of our economy in Palm Beach County, we take that very seriously and we work very hard to continue to drive that tourism environment here in the county. Now, we don't do this all alone. We do have partners within the Tourist Development Council of agencies. So some of the agencies you'll see on the screen here may look familiar for you, or you may actually work with some of these as well. We have the Cultural Council for Palm Beach County, the Palm Beach County Sports Commission, as well as the Palm Beach County Film and Television Commission. All of us are being funded through that 6% bed tax investment that we are so happy that our hotels have been helping us to support the agencies we have. You'll see on the outside of the arrow there, the Palm Beach International Airport and the BDB. In all honesty, really everyone in the county could live outside of that arrow, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But these two really work in tandem with us, Palm Beach International from the airlift support into the destination, And then the BDB is extremely important to us in really understanding the sectors in which they are driving new companies to Palm Beach County. We can then capitalize on those sectors of finance, marine, tech, life sciences, all of those when it comes to our groups and meetings. So we work very closely with Kelly Smallridge and the BDB from that perspective. Now, earlier in March, we announced record-breaking visitation for 2024. This was beyond our expectations for the year, and we hit close to 10 million visitors to the destination. And you can see we've been on a record tear outside of COVID, and we're able to rebound very quickly. But again, this record-breaking visitation really has a lot to do with our welcoming environment we have here in the destination. And again, the diversity of experiences that we have here in attracting visitors to the destination. Now, in that 6% bed tax over our last fiscal year, which is October 1 to September 30th, we had record-breaking bed tax collection as well. $86.7 million collected from our hotels. And you can see here the allocation of how the bed tax is then driven to the different agencies. If I had showed you this slide about 3 years ago, that number would have been closer to 50 to 60 million. So you can really see that our hotels are really driving rate within our destination and occupancy. We're seeing Fort Lauderdale and Miami trying to cut rate, and here in the Palm Beaches, we are able to maintain the rates in season, which really is a benefit of this $86.7 million that you see here. And we are using those dollars to then turn around and invite more visitors to the destination. You'll see that there are some dollars allocated to tourism infrastructure. That infrastructure for us is the two ballparks in Roger Dean and the Cacti Ballpark of the Palm Beaches, as well as the Convention Center and the Convention Center Garage. So paying for the debt service on those facilities, as well as some of the upgrades and maintenance of those as well. Otherwise, there you can see the additional marketing dollars spent through the Cultural Council, Sports Commission, and Film. And then you'll see IRMA there, the Environmental Resource Management. About 12%, almost $14 million also goes to beach renourishment projects as well. So extremely important to keep those products up, as they are the number one reason people come to the destination in our beaches. But really working together, everything starts with a visit. We like to say destination promotion really works in this wheel, that for most people, they didn't start living here. A lot of them came on a visit and then decided that this was a place that they wanted to live. And once it was a place they wanted to live, then it had to become a place where they were able to work. And I think a lot of us are seeing that. If you go into downtown West Palm Beach or into downtown Boca Raton, even into Palm Beach Gardens, you're seeing a lot of these jobs and opportunities and investment coming into the destination. And speaking of that investment, once we start to see a lot of that additional investment, even if it's outside of destination, it really is byproduct of all of those pieces starting again as a visit. So working as stewards of our destination and brand management of the brand of the Palm Beaches, again, started with destination promotion. So I think this wheel is a really great visual for people to really understand how tourism drives infrastructure and growth and quality of place and quality of life here in the Palm Beaches. You can scan the QR code here on the screen to learn all about our tourism business plan for 2025, but I will touch on some of the key highlights within our different areas that we have. So I'm going to start with marketing. Our brand, the Palm Beaches, is currently being advertised and marketing in this current advertising campaign called the Palm Beaches Collection. We like to say Florida's most stylish vacation destination. And I'll show you a brief clip here of how we are going to market with this strategy.
Vacationing is an art, and the Palm Beaches are your canvas. Stroll along sun-soaked beaches. Unwind at boutique resorts. Explore hidden and not so hidden gems. Here you'll discover a lifestyle that's nothing short of a masterpiece. Curate your perfect collection of experiences in the Palm
So that's just a
Beaches.
brief 30-second ad of our advertising campaign, the Palm Beaches Collection. So really allowing the potential visitor to envision how they would spend their time here in the destination, be it beaches or outdoors, arts and culture, spa and wellness, shopping, culinary, or sports and golf. There is a combination of activities for everyone. And you can see that represented in a lot of our visuals here in the campaign. For our target markets, we get a lot of questions on where we're trying to drive visitation to. So we're on the back end of our prime season, which will be ending here in the next several weeks after Passover and Easter. But really, we've been talking to those cold markets up in the Northeast and Midwest and trying to invite them to this beautiful destination. New York, we actually work with year round. There is enough airlift into the destination year round that they actually are in summer and fall as well. That had been a non-traditional piece that we had only been doing in season, but now we do see the lift throughout the entire year. But also in Boston, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia. As we turn into late spring and to early summer, we really work into those drive markets that we have. So really inviting our interstate travel when the destination becomes a little more affordable and really helping to drive that traffic into the destination. So you'll see us in market in Atlanta, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Tampa. And I know there's a lot going on internationally, but we are continuing to go all in on our marketing and advertising within Toronto and Montreal, the UK, Brazil, Colombia, and Germany. We actually just did a sales mission into Canada, really trying to see what the sentiment is. And we do know the Canadians still want to be traveling to the US, but we do know that there is starting to be some drop off overall in the political environment for visitors coming to the destination. So this is definitely something we're going to continue to watch as we move into spring, summer, and into fall later this year, and watching the sentiment from these international travelers wanting to come into the US. You may be following us on social media, but if you are not, we hope that you will follow us across one of our many platforms. We currently have over 1.3 million followers across those 8 platforms. And depending on the platform, you'll see different content. So if you follow us on multiple platforms, you'll see different things. And what we love and what we pride ourselves most is the engagement. We have over 700 million impressions with over 43 viral videos. And we also are hosting influencers and bloggers throughout the year, currently with over 150 plus bloggers within the destination. So some of the ways in which organizations in the county can partner with us on our social media is through several of our video series and blogs. We do have a free things to do in the Palm Beaches, what's new that is happening regularly, and events and happening this weekend that happens every single week. So you can always drop information to us at thepalmbeaches.com/tips if you do have free things to do or you have events and happenings that you'd love to tell us about. So you may be featured within those, but we'll also talk to you about guaranteed ways to be featured when Mary presents those in a couple of minutes. We also do a lot on the traditional public relations side with journalists and media visits. These are the categories in which we're really pitching stories out to the media. Either that's in a desk side where we're going to New York to the big publications and talking about those, or hosting specific journalists within the destination. So the categories we're really focusing on this year are warmth and wellness, accessible adventures, pop culture and set jetting, and what's new. We're hoping to see entertainment tonight again in the destination. Some of you may have seen The Colony and the destination last year in October when they spent an entire week here in the destination. So marketing to the consumer side is extremely important, but also filling our hotels that have meeting space as well as the convention center is extremely important to us. So do we go to market on this side? Well, really, it's talking about those between the sessions experiences. Most hotels look the same on the inside. Most convention centers, the chairs, the floor, the carpet all looks the same. But really what sets us apart from our competition on this side is those picture perfect experiences that you can have. So talking to meeting planners about all of those team building activities or social activities that can happen around their meeting. And let's take a look at what that looks like when we go to market.
Picture yourself in the Palm Beaches, where meetings with a view meet stylishly elevated between the sessions experiences. The Palm Beaches are your canvas for one-of-a-kind events. Hit your goals with best-in-show moments. Cruise into the workday with a meeting that extends beyond the conference room. Savor the finest flavors from award-winning chefs. Find inspiration for the mind, body, and soul, and build culture from the ground up, turning good colleagues into great teammates. Trade one-size-fits-all for a destination that's custom fit to your needs, ensuring your event is nothing short of a masterpiece. Curate your most successful meetings in the Palm Beaches.
So as you can see, that brand campaign takes a very similar look to the collection overall, but again, really focusing on that meeting planning. So the department that Mary and I work in is our community engagement and advocacy group. And this is the most important piece of the things that we do every day. So outside of working with organizations like the Black Chamber, we're working with our other organizations and cities and county government really to help everyone uplift tourism and hospitality from the standpoint of workforce, career development, but also, again, that investment standpoint and helping everyone really understand how this infrastructure of hospitality and tourism really is the backbone of our community. So working very closely with all of our community partners within that. I just want to take a side note before I introduce Mary and I talk about the value of partnership. I know you're going to talk about some legislative updates here at the end, but something we all need to be watching very carefully here in Palm Beach County, and something that was presented in the Intergovernmental Affairs is House Bill 1221. I really want everyone to go out, read more, and understand this, as it could be hugely detrimental to organizations like Discover the Palm Beaches. What this House bill is asking is a sunset of the Tourist Development Tax, or the TDT, that has been in place for several decades. What that then would mean is that TDT and every single county in the state of Florida would then have to go to voter referendum. This is not a resident paid tax. This was a self-imposed tax that hoteliers wanted to have, that visitors pay within our destination. So not having these funds to do the work that we're doing will obviously make us less competitive. So we hope that you may be willing to reach out and watch more information about House Bill 1221, and also reach out to some of our local elected officials to ensure that TDT is removed from this House bill as it advances. So appreciate my little standing on my soapbox there, but we also do love to work with our local businesses by delivering our outstanding sales and marketing opportunities. You saw all the beautiful creative and all of those things. Well, how can you as a local business take advantage of that? Well, I'm going to turn this over to Mary Brown, our account executive. She's been with our organization for over 22 years, so is a wealth of knowledge, is going to walk us through some of our partnership programs and then some of our workforce development programs.
Good afternoon, everyone. The benefits of partnership are cost-effective in marketing and advertising solutions suitable for businesses of any size or budget. The Palm Beaches marketing program offer a strong ROI. Our partnership provides valuable learning opportunities, industry insights, update news, and direct access to key travel and consumer marketing. Our digital promotions include emails which was viewed this past month by 70,000 viewers. We also offer a featured listing on our website, and our native ads that reach an audience of 6 million visitors and residents. Our collaborative social media posts to boost visibility and engagement that we share the content. For print, we produce 50,000 copies of the Insider Guide and 80,000 copies of our official Visitor's Guide annually. Partnership levels are offered at a very affordable and reasonable rate. This year, we started a new partnership level for businesses that have an annual revenue of less than $150,000 and they are first-time partners. Through our Professionals Across Tourism and Hospitality program, we introduce high school juniors and seniors to careers in hospitality and host an annual base job fair annually. And new this year is the Certified Tourism Ambassadors Program that trains community members, especially frontline workers, to improve the visitors' experience and supports the local tourism economy. If you would like to learn more, please scan the QR code. If you would like more information about today's topic, feel free to reach out to Heather or myself. Thank you.
So thanks, Keely, Katrina, and Tracy for having us here today. We're happy to answer any questions anyone has about hospitality and tourism and its vibrant growth here in the county.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have some questions, but I'm gonna defer to our audience to see if anyone has questions before I go. No?
I did drop the link for the Explore the Palm Beaches. I dropped the link for them to grab that link.
Okay. And yeah, okay, awesome. Well, I do have a question. So, ladies, what do you attribute the uptick in visitors to our area, especially with the amount of business development that's going on in the county?
We attribute a lot of it to being good stewards of the dollars. We do a lot of research and have a lot of data in how we spend the dollars we do in attracting visitors to the destination. So we're very lucky in our destination that we have a vice president of business intelligence, Gustav Weibel. So every activity that we do has thought to it. We're also investing in a marketing mix model to really understand the attribution of all of the dollars that we're spending. So for example, this year, we have moved money out of Mexico and have moved a lot of dollars into Dallas and Houston this spring and have seen great returns. So really understanding how we can drive that visit and who's most likely to make a choice based on airlift and other factors into the destination. So again, we have that high return on investment for the bed tax dollar that we receive.
Okay. So another question, and you touched on it a little bit when you talk about the Canadian dollar. So do you expect that you'll need to, pivot and adjust as the political climate may drive other international visitors to other destinations?
Yes, definitely, because we know the sentiment overall, it won't just be an issue for the Palm Beaches, it's going to be an issue overall with the United States. So for us, what we're seeing, especially on the group side, is kind of like what we've seen in the past, where there's blanket things that are issued that says do not travel to the US. Maybe it's not a safe environment. So we're doing all we can to ensure that our target markets understand that we're open, welcome for business. We're a very welcoming environment, but we do know that some choices will be made outside of anyone's control, especially on the groups and meeting side, where a
Mhm.
corporate mandate will come through and they will tell them you cannot source anything in Florida or the Palm Beaches or the US overall. So we will have to double down on some of the other areas like our interstate markets, as well as the Texas market in those off seasons to ensure that. The one good thing is that we've made it through season, that which is the primary season for the Canadians to come to the US. But we have heard from the airlines and all of the entities and travel and tour operators in Canada that they're not going to be actively talking about the US beaches. They're going to rely on us going to market direct to those consumers. So we will continue that. We are not backing away from that because we know that this is still a fantastic place to come, but we definitely anticipate some turmoil here over the next several months.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Question.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have more, but I don't want to steal the show. Does anybody else have a question? Okay.
I don't have a question, but I did want to write down that bill so I can check it out. Can you mind repeating it, please?
Yes, it's House Bill 1221. Let me see if I can look up really quickly what the companion Senate bill is. But there, it did go into the intergovernmental affairs. So some of the biggest key highlights of that specific House bill, again, is what if Miami is able to pass the referendum and Discover the Palm Beaches isn't? It will put us all at an unfair competitive advantage in the state of Florida. And really, again, this is not a resident tax that is being, taxed within the county. So getting the residents to vote on a tax that they're not responsible for is going to be a very heavy lift. So it looks to sunset it by around 2033. And then the only pennies that you would be able to collect are those that still have debt service that are out there. So if you're still paying for the convention center, but it would not allow for you to go out and get new infrastructure or new items. And then organizations like ours would not be able to do the work that we're doing. So it was heard this morning in there. And some of the individuals locally that we hope that you can reach out to are Representative Peggy Gossett-Feldman and Representative Ann Gerwig. So those are the ones, if you have the opportunity to reach out to, we would hope that you would be willing to do that for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I have a comment and then I have a question for Mary. I was actually pleased to see in your marketing a lot of diversity, not necessarily not only ethnic, but I did see that you had some people that require accommodation. So I'm presuming that's purposeful. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So Mary, can you talk a little bit? I know we can scan the QR code for that certification, but you said that's for businesses. So what can you explain, talk a little bit more about what
The
type of
certification,
business owner?
the Certified Tourism Ambassadors Program?
Yes.
Okay, that is a program that, like I said, we just started this year, and it's just we live in a destination where tourism is one of the main markets. So this program helps and allow businesses, frontline workers, even residents be able to, if a visitor to the county wants to know information, they can answer it. So it's just certifying everyone so that they will be able to answer questions if visitors have questions as to where I can go for the best lobster or the
Oh,
best
okay.
shopping and stuff like that. So they can walk up to anyone in the county and get that information.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a business asking us for that too. I think a lot of you have started to interact or have of that next generation of individuals coming into the workforce, and the soft skills definitely need to be developed. So we definitely have some consumer and customer service piece of that, as well as just education about the county, because so many people aren't from here. So we want to educate them on how, you know, diverse and large our county is, and get great information out there, and how every interaction sometimes doesn't start positive in, you know, a customer service setting, and how we can always work to do that. So it's a great opportunity. We have already 200 CTAs within the destination, and we hope to continue to grow that as well. So if anyone's interested in trying the class before they recommend it to other employees, we always welcome you to do that. We have a monthly class that we have.
Okay, okay, and that can we get that slide that you share? Is that something that we could pass along to our members?
Yes, we'll make sure you get it.
Okay,
I'm going to drop the link into the chat here as well,
Okay.
so that you have the website to learn more.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. And my last question, so I saw your list of partners. So the partner program that Mary talked about, and those all those logos there, because I did see 2 chambers, is that how they got their logo on there, or is that something different? You showed Heather, you showed a partner logo, and then Mary talked about a partner program at different levels. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Different?
It's different. Obviously,
Okay.
those community partnerships are open to everyone. We want to collaborate as best as we can and be able to spread the good word about hospitality and tourism. And then for those that are more driven to business services and the consumer side of hospitality and
Okay.
tourism, that's where you can take advantage of those. But on the other side, talking about workforce, career, how all of this fits within the ecosystem of the Palm Beaches, that's really where we work with our community on.
Okay. So is there an opportunity for us to get our logo on there?
Oh, it's on there, girl. I will
Oh, is it?
screenshot it and send
Okay,
it
I
back to you.
missed it.
Yes, you are a
I saw
preeminent
it. It's on
partner
there,
of
Keely.
ours, so.
Okay.
I would say it too,
Yes.
but there's
I
a
saw
black, it was a black bar that was like covering it probably, right? Was it a
Oh,
bar?
okay. I
There
did
was a
see.
bar that was
Okay.
covering. That's her bar was covering some of the logos.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
My
make-
bad.
I'll
We
make
got
sure
some
to send
love.
that
We got
one
some
over to you.
love.
Okay.
You know we'd never leave you out, Keely.
Okay, it was the bar covering. Okay, Katrina, I trust you. Okay. No, but I think this was very good. You
I do
know,
have a
I've
question.
heard Heather speak several times, and you know, and I'm always come away with some additional helpful information, and just really you know, honored to be a part of the Discover the Palm Beaches. And you know, we live in an area where, wow, the opportunities are just endless, but glad to hear about that uptick. So thank you both for the work that you're doing in making us a destination place. So
Yes, thank you.
Thank
I have a
you.
question real quick. Heather, in regards to the Western communities, okay, I know we have Wellington, and you know, there's quite a bit to do in Wellington. I most recently purchased a home in Royal Palm Beach, and I'm noticing that, you know, there's a lot of development and construction that's going on out west. Is there any possibility or anything that you see on the forefront in regards to like nightlife in maybe Royal Palm / Wellington per se?
Well, I have heard that Related Ross has huge ambitions for the Royal Palm area and kind of the city place of the West. I have seen renderings of that, and I do know that as things and individuals continue to move out there, that all of those pieces for the quality of life and place will continue to move out there as well. So I think we'll continue to see a lot more investments in restaurants and shopping and all of those things out within that area as well. And I do know that Related has had that project that's kind of coming out. I believe it's somewhere west on Southern past 441 is the
Okay.
conceptual thought for that city place of the West.
Gotcha. Okay. And one more in regards to like entertainment, we had like a comedy club improv. Do we see or have any foresight in regards to what we're doing in regards to entertainment, comedy wise? Do you know? I know we took away the club. at
So
City
I know
Place.
that they're in that concept for the city place of the West. The improv was supposed to move into that concept too, because right now it kind of lives within the Kravis Center and it is existing there, but I don't think a lot of people realize that that
Oh,
had become the venue for it.
I didn't know.
But again, we had heard rumors that it would move within this new concept into the Western communities once that is built. Obviously, that's not sometime this year, but that is what we had heard from them when it closed in the City Place location downtown.
Okay, good information. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess if there are no more questions, then we will, I'll turn it over to Tracy to share what's upcoming. But before I do that, again, thank you, Heather. Thank you, Mary, for your presentation. I know we've got some other events scheduled through 2025 that will include Discover the Palm Beaches. I know that we'll see you out on the circuit, but thank you so much for your support of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County.
Thanks for having us here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just jump on some updates here and let you all know what's going on with the chamber. Let's see. First off, we have our Ask an Expert series, Art in Public Spaces luncheon. That is going to be on Thursday, April the 17th. From 11:45 to 1 o'clock, we will be at the Mary V. McDonald Wilson Center at Gaines Park. We're excited and welcome Sybil Cantal, who is the Director of Arts, Culture, and Community Building for the City of West Palm Beach as our featured speaker. You'll learn how public art shapes communities, discover funding opportunities, and explore ways artists and small businesses can get involved in public art programs. This is a free event for chamber members and $35 for future members. This is on our website. You can visit to get tickets to secure your seat today. And also don't miss the Palm Beach Business Professional Communities Collaborations event on Thursday, April the 17th, same day, in the evening from 6:30 to 8:30. We will be at Venture X, which is downtown West Palm Beach in City Place. This exciting evening is in partnership with the Florida Atlantic University Executive Education and will bring together business professionals and several other local chambers and organizations for networking, collaboration, and community building. That event is also on our website. That is a free event to chamber members and future members. And we also have a legislative update breakfast that's scheduled for May the 29th. Make sure to check the calendar. That will be added shortly to the calendar of events. As always, if you have any questions about your membership, if you're looking to get involved with the chamber, please feel free to reach out to us at info@blackchamberpbc.com. And thanks again for being a part of this Wednesday Wisdom, Mary and Heather. And thank you to our members that have joined or who are tuning in, because we are also live on YouTube. And thank you for being a valued member of the chamber family. And turn it over to our president to close this out.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen in the virtual audience, I want to bid you a good day and thank you for supporting the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. We'll see you soon.